Seeing the professor again here for the second time, it's a flattering experience. The respect I have for him is tremendous. I don't know that many people will be as humble as he is for what it is that they've contributed in the world. I met him in New York in 2007, and it was an honor then. And quite honestly, I didn't realize he spoke English as well as he does. I got to be careful. It's like having a live mic. So I'll be cautious of that. But it's really special to me because when I did go to Japan, when I was in Namco, when I met anybody and everybody in the world who was important, he wasn't there and he should have been. But timing is everything, and the fact of the matter is to be able to be here and talk to him and give him my thoughts and ask him about things in his own world. It's extremely valuable to me. I would be very honest with you when I tell you that of all the experiences, to go to Namco in Tokyo, to be there amongst and be honored the way they honored me, more than honored me, they flattered me. That was the highlight of my gaming career. But I would say right next to that would be the time that I spend with him. It's funny, he is a year or two older than me, but he doesn't enjoy games any less than I do. He doesn't enjoy them any less than my son does. And again, that's the same inspiration I had in Tokyo with Masaya Nakamura. He was 78 years old, and he would play games and enjoy them as much as my kid. And that's really inspiration to see that there's that kind of energy and youth in somebody.
Did you set your sights on becoming the highest scorer of Pac-Man? And if so, how did that?
Well, when I began playing video games, having an extremely competitive nature, having a controlled obsession to want to win, and I don't know how controlled it is, but Pac-Man was one of the games I chose because it was the most popular game. I can take you out tomorrow and I can show you an odd game and you can get the world record on it. It doesn't count. When you go after and you are able to achieve that which everybody else is wanting to achieve, when you can meet that competition, when you can take that competition down, well, then you've achieved something. And Pac-Man was the ultimate goal. And getting a perfect score on Pac-Man was somehow seen or called the holy grail of video games. And so that's what I wanted to do. And it's a life-changing experience, mostly for the good.
We heard from the professor why he thinks it's been so popular. Why do you think it was so popular? Is it as simple as he said? Because it's simple. What is it about it that made Pac-Man? You got all these other games and stories.
Well, I think timing in the world is everything. Every good fortune that's come my way, I had the good fortune of time. For example, Pac-Man came out at the beginning of the birth or the craze of video games. It came out, it was a game that wasn't shoot 'em, kill 'em, bleed 'em. It was a soft-hearted game. It had a little story to it. It was cartoonish. It did appeal to women. It appealed to men too. It appealed to kids. So that's why it became the most popular game, I'm sure. But for many people, like myself included, it was the very first introduction I had to a computer. It took that computer, which was a very intimidating thing in 1980, and it made it not intimidating. It made it fun. You got to interact with it. The fact that it continued to push upward and skyrocket was just a testament of how well it was put together. But again, it seemed the derivatives that came after it, the ones that he also helped develop, continued to push it higher and higher. Nobody ever forgetting the original that began the popularity, that began the craze. But it was so simplistic that everybody could understand it. It was so simplistic that it was easily put into TV shows. I don't mean Pac-Man shows. I mean, it was put into sitcoms. Everybody knew what Pac-Man was. There wasn't anybody who said, gee, I'm not familiar with that. I don't know if there was anybody who said, gee, I haven't played that or seen somebody play that. It immediately became part of an American culture, a worldwide culture, I guess. And the fact of the matter is, as the years went on, everybody, kids today, they still know what it was. In 1999, when I was on stage at the Tokyo Game Show, I said a few things that I think very much stand true, or they've even become truth. One is I had mentioned Masaya Nakamura and I had dubbed him the godfather of video games. I truly believe that with all that he's put into it. But the other thing is the professor's creation of Pac-Man. I believe, again, without a doubt, I said on stage, It's the most recognized symbol in the world, more than a bottle of Coca-Cola, more than the figure of Mickey Mouse ears. Everybody knows what Pac-Man is. It doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are. It's something you can enjoy. It's something you more than enjoy, you can actually participate in. There's nobody too sick who can't play Pac-Man.
You seem like you even knew it back then when you got the record. You made the comment here on the panel that you knew that they were recalling you. But could you ever imagine, let's talk about Pixels, could you ever imagine that there'd be a movie with video games? And can you just kind of talk about what that means to somebody? Obviously video games mean a lot to you, so what does it mean to you to see them, especially that era, come to life in this movie?
Well, to expound on that a little bit, video games were such a part of my life. I would say up until 1986. And then I realized I had to do something for real. I couldn't run around and try to be a video game player. There wasn't a future in that. And so from about 1986 to about 1999, I didn't really play any games, ever. But now games were hitting the 20-year mark. The 20th anniversary of Pac-Man was coming out. And the fact of the matter is that it's kind of like a car. There's a rebirth. There's a renewed interest. And as there was in Pac-Man, timing seems to be everything. On that July morning, in the end, it was me versus a guy in Canada, Rick, Captain Canada, who wore a cape. I wasn't going to do that, so this was the best I was going to do. And the fact of the matter was, on that weekend, when all the worlds collided together, when I did the perfect score, when the world was kind of a quiet place that weekend, when the story went across the wire, when it ran all over the world, I just couldn't believe for a second that there would be people flying in from Europe to do stories on me, that I was on a cruise ship with my family and they found me. And I thought, this is incredible. There were countries and languages I never knew existed that wanted to interview me. And I thought, as I saw the stories coming from Japan, I thought, somebody's going to call me. It's the 20th anniversary. And sure enough, they called me. Never in my wildest dreams did I think the generosity of Masaya Nakamoto would be what it is. The fact that I would go there and experience that, the impact that it's had on my life. There, it led to people with movie cameras wanting to follow me, and other players putting movies together. I think at one time there was about 7 different groups that were following us. Movies were created, and each movie seemed to inspire another movie. Documentaries inspired movies, and now there's bigger and bigger name actors. It's almost nothing that I could have imagined. And I've even thought to myself, could I ever take and recreate that which happened, put all that energy into one place and have it somehow time out and explode the way it did? And I don't think I could ever do that. I thought I could at one point, and now I don't think so.
Real quick, I think she's saying you got to go, but can you just, real quick, just like a soundbite for me, tell me, what do you think about having Peter Dinklage theoretically play you in the movie?
Well, I think Peter's a good actor. Let's just say he's somebody I could look up to. And he's a good guy, and Adam Sandler's a good guy, and I hope they have fun. And I'm sure I'll say hi to him at one time or another, but I get picked on a lot for it. And people tell me I got beat out by the little guy, finally. But I hope to say hi to him one time.
Okay.
So.
Thanks for your time.
You're very welcome.